welcome, paper crafters, stampers. My name is Sheila Keith. I'm an independent Stampin' Up demonstrator in Parkland County, Alberta, just outside of the capital city of Edmonton. I have a project for you today using the Sweet Strawberry bundle, which is a stamp set and a builder punch. And I'm also going to share with you one of the items that is available through Celebration, because there is a coordinating stamp set and designer series paper that works with this bundle as well, and so I've incorporated the paper into our project today. So if you just bear with me, I'm going to turn my camera down and we are going to get to work here. Okay, so what you see in front of you is a layout. So this is the Sweet Strawberry stamp set and the builder punch. So it punches out 4 different images all at the same time. And you can find that on page 44 of the mini catalog. So there are these great images. So you have outline images and fill-in images for the strawberries, the leaves. Brain is eluding me right now. The little pieces on the top, like I said, leaves, flowers. So those could be blossoms for the strawberries as well as some other images. But also in Celebration, oh, I just dropped a bunch of stuff on the floor that I'm gonna have to pick up. Free with a level 2, so that's $120 in Canada worth of product purchase. You can receive the Berry Blessings and this beautiful designer series paper, and there's some samples they've got there, and they've also shown using the punch and intertwining using both different product groupings together. So they've punched the strawberry out of the paper. I'll barely see it in screen here. I can move this over a little bit. Let's see if I can. So this paper here looks like strawberries with the little marks, and so that's what they've done here to cut them out, and then some little leaves on the top. So anyway, I just wanted to share that with you. That's what we're going to work with today. And let me get this. So you've got, you know, florally, fruity patterns, and then you have more geometric squares and stripes and plaids, etc. in that bundle on the opposite side of the series of the paper. So this is the card that we're going to make today. Sorry, I dumped all my stuff on the floor, so I had to pick it up. And here's the coordinating envelope. So it is a basic card, will fit in a standard envelope. So you can see it here, you got a little bit of room. So it's kind of a double flap fold card with a peekaboo. Okay, and then these leaves help hold that little flap down. So let's get to work, shall we? So we're going to, in our little bundle of goodies here, we're going to do a little bit of die cutting today, but I did a wee bit ahead of time, but not a lot. So we have an 11 by 4 1/4 piece of Granny Apple Green, and we're going to need to score that. And we're going to have to bring out our extension arm. So we're going to score it at 4 1/4 and 8 1/2. I think that's all we need the trimmer for. So we've got those 2 scored lines. And so this one's going to fold up and this one's going to fold over. And if you don't get your scored lines matched up perfectly, like I did not, you're going to have to smooth those out. So before we go too much further, let's do a little bit of die cutting. So I've already cut this one circle. So that's the one that I used back here. And that is a 1 7/8 from the, so all these circles were cut with the layering circle dies. This one's a 1 7/8 smooth. We've got some other pieces here, but just hang on. I've got a scrap of Poppy Parade here, and I'm going to cut a 2 1/4. I hope I'm going to cut a 2 1/4. Ooh, that's tight. It was just a scrap that I grabbed. Oops. One cutting pad underneath, not two. And we'll just cut that out. I could have done that ahead of time. Save a bit of time. So we've got that one done. Set that off to the side. And then we want to scallop this edge, so on the shorter side. And I have used the die from the Prize Peony Suite. It has this beautiful scalloped edge, and probably my favorite die out of the whole set. There's a lot of, I haven't done a video on the Prize Peony. I've played with it. It's a little bit involved and probably more than I want to do on a Facebook Live. It would be more like a class, because there's so many pieces the way it goes together. So this cuts and embosses. You see there's a pattern in there. And that's going to emboss on there, very pretty. Let's get rid of that. Now we have to do one more cut on here before we're done. So let's get all this die cutting done, and then we can put the machine away. So this is going to fold like this, but we need to create our peekaboo, or our pop-up, or however you want to call it. So I've got the smooth circle die that is about 2 3/8 of an inch. And we're going to line that up as best we can in the middle of that score line there. Please don't move. And we're going to cut a circle out. We're not going to use this, although you could save it to use on a different project if you wish. I think that's all we need to do with the die machine, so we'll just get it out of the way. Okay. So we've got this peekaboo here, okay? So what's going to happen is this is going to get layered in there, and then we're going to decorate it. So let's start putting our decorations and stamping together. So the first thing we're going to do, we'll just stamp. I've got Just For You. The 2 ink colors that I'm using today are Garden Green and Poppy Parade. A little bit more stamping, which is good because that's really what we're all about, right? And Just For You, so this is all the stamps that I'm using today are from the Sweet Strawberries stamp set. So I'm just going to stamp that as straight as I can and use just as my guide to get it straight. And then I'm going to flip this over and I'm going to decorate here. So I have a piece of Poppy Parade that measures 4 by 4. So we'll just glue that on and get my glue out. And then I have a 3 7/8 by 3 7/8 piece of the Designer Series paper from the Celebration bundle. So it's all kind of strawberry and blueberry patterns, raspberries even on one side, and then this great green on green plaid. I don't remember if I mentioned the base card color is Granny Apple Green. There is Granny Apple Green and Garden Green, as best I can tell, in the pattern. So I'm going to use both of those colors in our project today. Okay, so that's basically all we have to do there. And then on the inside, so we need to put a layer in here. I have a 4x4 piece of Whisper White, or if you're ordering new, it will be the basic white. And we might as well get that ready, and then we can put it inside and then just create our decorations. So on the inside of this, using both colors of ink, we're going to stamp a strawberry. So we have two stamps. We have the outline and we have the infill. And I just want to bring in my foam mat so I get a better stamped image. So I'm going to go full strength on the outline of the strawberry. And then I have the fill in, and it's got the detail, so it's, gosh, it's escaping me what they call it right now. Anyway, it's got lots of detail, and I probably didn't need to stamp off, and that really depends on how juicy your stamp pad is. So it adds a little bit of color. And then we have the little leaves on the top. So again, we have an outline and an infill. So I'm going to try and get this straight and not extras. So that's the outline. And I'm not going to stamp off the infill because I want to make sure it covers up the red. We don't want, and you want to make sure those two stems are right on top of one another. The beauty of photo palm off a little bit, not too bad. I'm not going to redo it. And then the happy birthday, you sweet thing. All right, oh, we're just chugging along here. Just get this out of the way for a minute. And then we're going to put that on the inside of our card. Oh, I should have checked that first because this is going across the opening. I should not have put adhesive there. So we can just, if you have one of these amazing adhesive removers that Stampin' Up used to sell, and you do what I just did, which I shouldn't have, you can get that extra adhesive off there. If you don't have one of these, and as much as I hate to say this, I believe Michael sells them, or you can get them on Amazon. They are an awesome tool. I would really hope someday Stampin' Up will bring them back, because you often get a bit of adhesive where you don't want it, and you don't want it to ruin your whole project, obviously. This is back from the day when we actually sold them at Stampin' Up. There. Now there's no sticky there. Okay. What we do need to do, though, is we need to put our two layers on here. So on only half of the red, let's add some adhesive and line it up. And then we can put adhesive on the full back of the white circle that, as I said earlier, is 1 7/8 approximately. Trying to number them, it's really hard, so I just try and give you the best measurement I can. And we're just going to center that in there. So I'm just going to set this aside for now, because we're going to do some stamping and then some punching. Oh, and I forgot this, didn't I? Oh, shoot. Yeah, so we're not going to bother. Oh, I know what we can do. It was supposed to go on the bottom here, but we could just put it down the side. Let's do that. Because it's square, it will still fit. And it's not going to interfere. Okay? So let's do the strawberry on our envelope first, and then we can put our envelope aside to dry. So it's going to be the same as we did on the inside of the card with our foam mat, full strength for the outline. And I think that my stamp pad is getting close to needing a refresh, so I won't stamp off too much for the infill. And then again with the little stem on the top of the strawberry. So the outline, and the infill. And here your guide really is lining up the stem. Okay. Now I have some scraps here, and we're going to do one of these at a time. Typically with a builder punch. So what a builder punch is it's got 4 different images that are going to punch out at the same time. And so typically you would stamp all those, but I'm not using the same colors, so that creates a little bit of a difficulty. But what a lot of people do will stamp themselves a template like this, and then they can lay the stamps down and pick them up with a block, and it'll punch out perfectly. I am not going to do that today. I'm going to punch them out individually, and if you look at the stamp, or the punch rather, this is the strawberry and it's upside down. So I need to make sure that that's how I stamp it. So outline, infill, and we'll do one at a time. We'll cut them, stamp them, punch them, stamp them, punch them, because there's a bit of waste because of the way the builder punch works. So if I were to have 2 right beside each other, this image here that's going to punch out is going to interfere, so we don't want that. So there's our first one. We'll do another one. Where's our outline? There it is. And again, upside down. Punch it out. Making a big mess. And then, sorry, I gotta refer back. I have 2 little stems on the top. So you look at how this is, and so we're gonna wanna stamp it. And I think on my original, all I did was the infill. So it's going to punch this way from that angle. So we're going to stamp 1 and punch it. So bring it in. And then we'll stamp another one. So I didn't bother with the outline, I just did the infill for these ones. Like I said, I'm making a big mess here, little pieces all over the place. And that scrap is well done. And then I need to punch a couple of the leaves, and I want to do those in detail. So I want to have both the outline and the infill. Here we go. So outline and infill, and this is, I am doing these in garden green, and if you look, it's going to punch this way. So I'm going to start here and stamp this way, and then I'm going to ink up, stamp off. Sorry, I don't want to get my head in the way, so I'm just gotta pretty cool, huh? This is why it's so good to hang on to your scraps, because you can use them up for projects like this rather than cutting up a whole new sheet of cardstock. So we want one more of these. Okay, let's clean up our mess. I believe we are done stamping. We just need to finish assembling. So let me get all this mess out of the way. And bring our card back in. Okay, so on here we have two strawberries. There is one that's laid flat and one that's popped up. So we'll put the flat one down first. Well, that wasn't the way I planned it, but that's okay. And then we have a little stem that needs to go on the top of that, and we'll just do that with a glue dot. So I'll bring in a glue dot and just kind of pick one up there. And just lay it on the top of the strawberry. And then we need to put a couple dimensionals. I'm going to use the mini ones, so I might use 3. Get one in each corner because it's almost like a triangle. And we're going to put that one, I don't know, it doesn't have to be exact. And then we have another stem piece, so we're going to put a glue dot on that one. So again, take it to the glue dot, pull it off, put that on the top of the strawberry. So we're almost done. All we've got left now is the 2 leaves. Now these are really important pieces. So where's my, there it is. I just want to burnish this fold a little better. Got some layers going on down there. I just want it to, we want it to be able to hold this flap down. We've got this going on. So I'm going to put the first leaf and I'm going to lay it flat right about there, because what's going to happen is I'm going to put dimensionals on the back of the second leaf, and it's going to overlap just ever so slightly to hold that flap down. Then we'll put a couple of dimensionals on the back of this leaf. So those are like the big leaves on the strawberry plant. And so with the flap held down, okay, you're just going to catch just a little bit there. You don't want it too much or it's going to be too hard to open, but it's just enough to hold that closed. And then you can pop this open. Whoops. And there you go. Happy birthday, you sweet thing. So I messed up the inside. I'll just show you my original because I wasn't paying attention to what I was doing. I was supposed to put this piece of designer series paper on the bottom, but I had stamped first, so that's okay, that works. And then when you want to close it, just bend your card ever so slightly and it'll pop into place. Like that. And you have another envelope here somewhere. There we go. An envelope. There you go. So Berry Blessings and the Designer Series paper is, as I said earlier, a level 2, so $120 purchase of product will get you that stamp set. So let me bring that in. So it's got some different leaves and it's got blueberries. So cool. And some great sayings. Wishing you the very best, bountiful blessings. You always have a way of making my day. So some great greetings, plus that beautiful paper. And then of course the stamp set that is with the Builder Punch. Sweet Strawberry is available in the mini catalog on page 44. I want to thank you very much for watching today. If any of these items are of interest to you and I can help you, please do not hesitate to shoot me an email or place an order through my online store and use the host code that's shown on the screen. If you do, there'll be a little something in the mail to you from me. Thank you so much for watching today. Have an amazing weekend. I know that winter is on its way here for us. I did my grocery shopping today, so I don't have to go out till it maybe warms up again. Anyway, have an amazing day. Thank you so much. Bye.